Welcome to our podcast, designed for psychologists, therapists, and counselors who want to take their business online and live a soul-nourished and profitable life without compromise. If you want to know the secrets used by practitioners just like you to navigate the global e-learning market successfully, then you're in the right place. I'm Dr. Tilean, chartered psychologist, business mentor, and your host, and welcome to the Abundant Practitioner Podcast. What we're going to cover is how to attract aligned clients without being online all day. I also want to expand the conversation and talk about what that means in terms of how do you attract clients within your own way, right? Your own way of working, right? What is that? How do you even know what your own way is? Yeah. How do you work out your system, your soul aligned marketing system, right? Your soul aligned methodology that works with your rhythm of life of where you are and works with the rhythm of the business that you have and the mission that you have. And this is really, really important because, like I've mentioned, is that there's a variety of different platforms, a variety of different ways to show up, right? And in each different platform, there's so many different ways that you could be told to use that platform, right? Of use it this way. This is the best way to use it. Use it that way. This is the best way to use it. Oh, the rules have changed. Use it this way. Use it that way, right? And there's so many different rhythms and ways and strategies that are being spouted out about how to be seen, be heard when it comes to visibility. So that in itself is one area of heaviness in the sense, right, of figuring it out. And then it comes down to those things of like, do I have that time capacity to figure that out, right? Maybe I should just park it and carry on doing what I'm doing, or I go into a bit of a spiral, into a learning thing. Oh, if only I could just get it, if only I could just master it, right? And so that becomes itself its own distraction around the mission, right? And the mission, when I talk about the mission, this is like your God-given purpose, like your business, the actual focus of what you are here to do, right? Is actually help people by actually helping the people and working with them. And so if you find that your days are then being distracted by chasing the next trend, or by, what's the trend in audio? What's the trend in, like, all of these things? It's crazy, right? Like, what's the trend I need to pick up on now? What's the new platform? What's this? Like, what's the new rules? You're distracted, right? You're distracted through noise and therefore not even showing up, because what can happen, right? Or you're showing up, but you're not really showing up because there's a layer that is happening over it of like, I don't even know if I can be confidently visible because I don't even know if I'm doing it right. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense, right? In terms of like this whole concept of like really understanding the rules, the way, the trend, the audio, is it 60 seconds, 90 seconds? What's my hook? Is it a visual hook, a written hook? All of these things. What's the platform? Where are my people? Right? Becomes a distraction, becomes a learning piece of noise. And then what can happen is either inaction, right? So nothing happens because it's like, I don't even know what to do. So I won't do anything. Or I'll do something, but then I'm so consumed by, is what I done the right thing? Are people noticing it? Nothing's come of it, right? Where do I go from here? Yeah. And so that becomes its own thing, right? Or it becomes this whole concept of not necessarily what I'm posting or what I'm sharing or what I'm putting out there, but how am I interacting with the people, right? Am I supposed to be sending direct messaging to people, right? Should I be like online all day? Who's liking my things? Who's doing my things? And it's just this ongoing piece that becomes draining. Before you know it, you're removed from your mission and you're thinking, can I even do this? And what I want to remind you of is, yes, you can, right? But you've got to recenter back to purpose. You've got to recenter back to what is this about? What are you here for? Who are you here to help, right? How are you here to help them? Yeah, in terms of your skill, right? So that whole concept of marketing and sales and all of that, right? The learning of that, the intricacies of that. Am I doing it right? Do I know how to do it? Combined with some identity pieces that can come up. Can I be visible? Should I be visible? What will people think of me being visible? Am I too old? Am I too young? Am I this? Am I that? Right? Like all of these things that come up become draining, right? So what does that then do for you? That creates dysregulation within you, dysregulation within your body, dysregulation within your mind, your nervous system, all of that. And so now it's not just a head thing, it's not just a thought thing, it's not just an action thing either, right? Because what can happen is you think, like, if only I could just get myself to do the thing. If only I could just like batch some content. If only I could just like carve out the time in my diary and stick to it. If only I could just do the action better, I will produce better. But actually, it's beyond that, right? It goes beyond that. And so you've got to recognize that however, whatever your result is, and the result is like what you actually tangibly can see with these eyes, like what's happening, right? Are there clients, right? At what level, at what frequency? How are you showing up? What's happening there, right? So the result is connected to the action, but it's not just connected to the action. So where people get stuck is they just stay in this part of like, if I do a better action, I'll get a better result. If I move the action differently, the result will be different, right? And so they fight with that. How do I do this action differently? Do I need to study more? Do I need to hack the algorithm more? Do I need to do something? What do I need to do? Do I need to hire somebody? They're in the doing, right? But we've got to go back before that and really recognize what's going on within you, right? In your mind, in your body, in your identity. Because all of that, which stems from programming, which stems from modeling of what you hear, what you see, what you've come to choose to believe, right? That's got to be restructured, rewired, recreated, right? Like upgraded. Yeah, like I saw someone just jump in the room, like it's called iPhone, right? But like when an iPhone has an update, it updates a new program and a new system, right? And you yourself may need to update your system within you, how you think about success, how you think about marketing, how you think about sales, how you think about your mission. Because when you become regulated within your own body, mind, soul, you will execute different, you will act different, your relationship with time will be different, your relationship with money will be different, your relationship with your business will be different. Yeah, your relationship with God will be different, right? Like when you shift your priorities, your agendas, right, your focus into recognizing and reestablishing what the most important focuses are, everything changes. And so when there's a battle in terms of like, am I doing the right thing? Do I need to be online all day? Like, what's the right thing to say or do? Is it right? Is my offer right? Is what I'm saying right? Right? It's about recentering into a space where you can really understand and move from being scattered to being more strategic, where you can move from being in a place of performance of like, I've just got to get it right, to actually a place of like peace, right? And knowing and certainty, right? It's about creating alignment. So that's what really, 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 really matters, because what happens, right? When you show up, like let's say you are going to use online, right? And you're going to use a platform to show up. You don't need to be online all day, but when you are online, you want to be able to go in, do what you need to do and get out. And when I say do what you need to do, it means be there from a place of just energetically serving, right? So instead of shifting from trying to like, is it right? Will this go viral? Is it written right? Is it what one of people hear, right? Is just to take a moment and just stop and be like, who am I here to help? How am I here to help them? And what could be beneficial for them today, right? How could I be the voice to this mission today? How could I show up and share something valuable today? That doesn't have to take long. If you just take a moment to learn to drop into that calm, that peaceness, and be able to hear the message and then be able to let it flow. And that's what it means to allow the flow, to allow your vessel to be able to be regulated so you can hear and speak and serve. And that's what hacks the algorithm. Like literally, if you learn how to be a messenger, a clear messenger, and you commit to a rhythm, right? And you allow yourself to be in communities or do the work around yourself where you are able to take away the layers of what others or society or life or what, or yourself have told about you that is not true to what you've been called to execute. You will see so much more momentum. And of course that comes with practice. Of course that comes with time, right? But it's through repetition, it's through support, it's through being held, so that really, really matters. Okay. So those are the things like I want to say, like it's about like having a rhythm, a daily rhythm to ensure that you are regulated. It's about also ensuring that you have a rhythm that you are going to honor to be the voice to your mission. Whatever that means for your mission, for your movement, for your business, you be in rhythm of it. You honor it. You show up for it. If you really recognize that that is your job, your God-given job is to show up for this mission, show up for the mission. Just like you would show up for a job, right? If I was given a job, I would sign an agreement, right? You go for a job interview, you get a job, right? Let's talk about like a job. You go for a job, you get the interview, you get the job. They're going to give you a contract. This is what you're going to agree to do in your hours at this workplace. You're going to sign your agreement. In exchange for doing the thing, you're going to get paid to do the thing. And you're going to be expected to show up to do the thing. You're going to have to show up some days when you don't want to show up. You're going to do that. You're going to show up and do it. And if you don't show up, there's going to be some sort of consequences. Now, the attitude within your business, within your God-given mission, like this is a job that's even more important than a job, right? Like, what is the agreement you are making with your mission, with your business? What is the rhythm and the cycle that you are creating and the system that you are creating? How do you create a system where you get to serve from your overflow, where you get to be regulated, where you get to show up and get results? This is the thing that really, really, really matters. Yeah. This is what's going to move the needle. This is where you're going to see the results. This is when people say to me, oh my gosh, Dr. Tilean, what you teach, it feels like magic. I implemented what you did. Magic occurred. It's not magic. It's like just get into agreement with your God-given purpose and work on the agreement. And easier said than done. Yes, right? But that's ultimately what needs to happen. Okay.